at the stunned expression on Denny Nagel's face looking at Joe Torre. And now, I think he looks out at the scoreboard to see if it's an official game. It's not, because he's only worked 4 2/3 innings with the lead. Shaking hands and immediately leaving, and Denny Nagel is none too happy about being removed here, but certainly you can understand it with Piazza coming up.
Piazza coming up. Piazza blasted a 2-run home run in the 3rd inning to make it a 3-2 game. We'll get to Cone in 1 second. You go back to the first at bat. In the 1st inning, he hit an upper deck shot foul, or at least 2nd deck shot foul here. And now with 2 out, nobody on, Piazza will take on former New York Met and the guy who starred here at Shea Stadium for the Mets, David Cone. Ball 1. 80 and 48 in his 6 years with the Mets, including 1988 when he was 20 and 3 with an ERA of 2.22. One ball, no strikes on Piazza. 1-1. Joe Torre undecided for the first couple of games of this World Series as to who would get the ball to start this 4th game. Denny Nagel got the call, but Cone gets the early call out of the bullpen as he keeps it away from Piazza. It's 1-2.
That's a snapping slider from David Cone. After hitting with the fastball, he gets a tightly spinning slider. And I think Mike Piazza will see that again.
And he spoiled it to stay at the plate. Go back in time to David Cone as a New York Met with the Mets from 87 to 92. He had wicked stuff and was a guy that, whether it was Davey Johnson or someone else, they just gave him the ball and let him do his thing, and he racked up some pitch counts that were staggering during his time with the Mets. A 1-2. Piazza pops it up. So Joe Torre makes the move. He brings David Cone out of the bullpen, and here at Shea, he gets Mike Piazza to end the 5th inning. A pop up to the second baseman, and a combination of Nagel and Cone tonight. The Yankees up by 1 after 5.
One night only. The Who.
How you doing out there?
It's a little chilly.
The Simpsons season premiere with The Who, Sunday, November 5th on Fox.
Hey, Bob.
The 2001 Ford Ranger Super Cab 4x4. Lease one today for $239 a month for 24 months with $29.51 due at signing. Only at your local Ford store.
Easy Issue Life Insurance from HSBC makes it easy to get the protection you need for your family and your dreams. HSBC, your world of financial services.
With its surprising combination of best-in-class seating capacity and best-in-class cargo capacity, it's pretty obvious. Dodge Dakota Quad Cab has an amazing capacity to please. To find out what makes it so different, just fill her up. Now get $2,000 cash allowance on 2000 model year Dodge Dakotas.
Still trying to make the major leagues? Now here's a shortcut. Just log on to MLB.com, the league's official website, for the best video highlights on demand, live game audio. 7 days! Make the moves at MLB's official online fantasy game. Grab the latest gear at the official store. MLB.com, the quickest way to the major leagues. For most of us, anyway.
As Tino Martinez walks in to lead off the 6th this week on Fox NFL Sunday. It begins with JB, Terry, Howie, and Chris on America's favorite pregame show. Then Randy Moss and the Vikings look to stay undefeated. And Warren Sapp and the Buccaneers, their 5th straight loss. Or Isaac Bruce and the Rams look to come back from last week's loss in Kansas City to beat the 49ers for the 4th consecutive time. Our other regional matchups all right here on Fox starting at noon Eastern, 9 Pacific this Sunday. Check your local listings. Check your local bullpen and find that Glendon Rush is the first out of it for the Mets after Jones went 5 innings, 3 runs on 4 hits. It's the lefty Rush to work here in the 6th.
Neither manager considering personal records in this situation, nor should they. Joe Torre nor Bobby Valentine.
To the left side, tricky hop. Bordick stays with it. 1 out. Martinez is gone.
It will be a chess match for the last 4 innings.
Yeah, I was going to bring up earlier, with there being no DH in these games in the National League City at Shea, a little different for Joe Torre than in the League Championship Series when Nagel was on the mound. When Nagel was on the mound and he struggled in the middle innings, he went right to Jeff Nelson. But it's a little trickier to do that in these games because the pitcher has to bat. So now the middle relief gets exposed for the Yankees. And we'll see what David Cone does in his role here tonight. He got through the 5th inning. Meanwhile, the Mets have gone to Glendon Rush, and that was the plan. They got 5 solid innings out of Bobby Jones, and now it's Glendon Rush. You can see this comparison of their bullpen. Rivera, Nelson, Stanton, the 3 of them combined in this postseason for 20 games, 25 2/3 innings, and a great ERA. Only 8 games and 8 innings from the rest of the entire bullpen, with an ERA over 5.5. No balls, 1 strike, and O'Neill takes ball 1. So Joe Torre, who cut his teeth managing in the National League with these Mets back in that style, can't hide your bullpen forever. As a ground ball up the middle is a base hit. Even Alfonso can't get to it as O'Neill is on. He's 2 out of 3 tonight and 9 out of 15 in this World Series.
Now Joe Torre will get somebody up in the bullpen, because if Posada or Brocious get on, he'll also get someone up on the bench, and that someone is Jose Canseco or Jose Vizcaíno, depending on whether Joe needs and the Yankees need a long ball or a base hit.
David Cone, who was on this mound for the first time since 1992, thinking, is that it? Is that all I'm going to get? He's also saying, hey, remember, I'm a pretty good hitter. But not in this situation if the inning should fall to the number 9 spot, which is 3 spots away. One on, one out. That's Canseco. Might see him for the first time in this postseason here in the 6th inning. No at bats so far. There's David Cone, right-handed thrower, left-handed batter. Hoping he gets a chance to swing the bat. 1 on, 1 out. Posada takes ball 1.
I think the only way that David Cone would get a chance to swing the bat is if Posada homers or Brocious homers. If there are men on base, however, I don't think David hits.
1 ball, 1 strike on Posada. Glendon Rush on the mound, who lives in Seattle, Washington. Over the offseason, after getting a taste of life as a Met at the end of last season when he was traded here from Kansas City, Jeff Nelson getting loose for the Yankees, Glendon Rush flew here and worked out at Shea Stadium with Dave Wallace, the pitching coach. Wallace came down to New York, and Rush came all the way across the country. They worked on some mechanics, talked about the philosophy of pitching. Glendon Rush, who went into spring training vying for a spot in the rotation, won that derby between Bill Pulsifer, the left-hander Bobby Jones, and that man Rush. Posada pops it into left. The Park will hold it. Agbayani. 2 out.
I think Dave Wallace working on the mechanics of Glendon Rush and also the mechanics of the mind and his confidence. Once your mechanics as a pitcher is established, then the other is so important, knowing you belong. Boy, does Glendon Rush ever belong on this team. He has just been terrific in the postseason.
One on, 2 out now, and Brocious bats as Rush checks on O'Neill. We're in the 6th inning, and the Yankees lead 3-2. David Cone, if he goes back out there, will work to Zeal, Ventura, and Agbayani in the bottom of the inning. Base hit through the left side, and that might force the move by Joe Torre. 2 singles, and Cone is being called back to the dugout.
And if he sends up Jose Canseco, Bobby Valentine has no one warming up. He doesn't have Turk Wendell, and I think Joe Torre loves this matchup. If you're Valentine, you at least have to think about bringing in a right-hander to face Canseco. But no one is up in the Met bullpen. And now someone's getting up, but it's too late to get him ready, I think.
Jose Canseco, the 1989 American League Championship Series, Game 4 at Skydome. This home run with the A's against the Blue Jays, the 5th tier of the left field bleachers. The ball officially measured at 480 feet. But those in the park that game, and I know Bob Costas and Tony Kubek did that game, I'll tell you it went about 500 feet, maybe more, as Rick White loosens up. But it is going to be Glendon Rush against Jose Canseco.
He might get him out, but Joe Torre loves this matchup. He noticed no one was up for the Mets in their bullpen, and now Rush is forced to pitch to Canseco because Rick White's not ready.
Jose Canseco called on to be a pinch hitter, something he's not used to.
Valentine trying to get Mike Piazza's attention. Now he looks over.
Canseco 3rd on the home run list among active players. Former Bash brother Mark McGwire at the top of that list. McGwire ended this season as a pinch hitter. 2 on, 2 out, and Canseco takes ball 1.
Canseco, for a big guy, for a home run hitter, has a very good eye. He's a better low ball hitter at this stage of his career because you don't need as quick a bat on the low pitch as you do the high pitch.
Looks like he's up there taking a strike, and it's 1-1. Canseco, in case you're wondering, 5 out of 31 in his career as a pinch hitter. And in his career against Glendon Rush, 2 out of 7 with no home runs. 2 hits in the inning. Two on, 2 out, and Rush steps off. Canseco trying to add to a 3-2 Yankee lead. 2-1. Runners on. O'Neill and Brocious with Jeter, who's already 2 out of 3 tonight next. But it's Rush and Canseco. Tied him up, strike 2.
So you can look at Jose Canseco with the hands that low. There's no way he's going to hit a ball that is up. That makes him a low ball hitter. Futile swing right there. Overpowered a powerful man.
The 25-year-old left-hander Glendon Rush with a 2-2 to Canseco. Got him looking.
American General Financial Group presents A Century to Remember. October 1960, World Series Game 7. Yankees versus the Pirates. After Yankee Gil McDougall scores the tying run, Bill Mazeroski leads off the bottom of the ninth with a blast that wins the World Championship for the Pirates. It is long remembered by many as the most thrilling end to any Game 7 in World Series history. American General Financial Group. Live the life you've imagined.
Where does courage begin? In the body, the mind, or in the heart? At American General Financial Group, we're here to help the ones who never give up their dreams. With retirement services, investments, life insurance, and consumer loans. So courage is crowned with the greatest victory. To live and be well and be happy. American General Financial Group. Live the life you've imagined.
Frost brewed Coors Light. Nice choice.
Thanks.
Nothing like some ice cold Rocky Mountain perfection to wet your whistle.
Yeah, you sure know a lot about beer. Come here often?
I haven't missed a game yet.
Really? Whoa. Could this get any better? Wow.
You're spilling your beer.
She's a beer man.
Your beer.
Whoa.
Just released, the winner of 5 Academy Awards is on video and DVD in a special edition, featuring the director's commentary and a behind-the-scenes look at the making of the film. The American Beauty Awards edition, the year's best picture, is the one to own on video and DVD.
Just try to relax. You're about to witness digital camera history. Heart-stopping, isn't it? The PowerShot Digital L from Canon. Are you digital yet?
Look into this promo and you will be scared out of your wits. When you watch that 70s show Halloween special. It's stalking. I mean, shocking.
Someone might get hurt.
The only person dumb enough to get hurt around here is you.
All new at 7 Central, Fox Tuesday. Trick or treat. An all-new Dark Angel Halloween night on Fox.
Lyndon Rush got the Mets out of the top of the 6th inning by getting Canseco looking.
Hitting major league pitching is very difficult, but rarely would a left-hander overmatch Jose Canseco like Lyndon Rush did. One wave of the bat. First pitch is high, the next one's a strike, and look at this swing right here. And then he strikes out on a fastball on the inside part.
So Jose Canseco, as Jeff Nelson takes over, who was last at the plate October 1st and has been quoted as saying, I don't know what good I'm going to be as a pinch hitter.
Yeah.
I don't know what I add to this team. Added a strikeout and got the Mets out of trouble in the top of the inning as Nelson deals with Zeal and starts him with a strike. Zeal 0 for 2. Ventura and Agbayani will follow. Jeff Nelson trying to protect a 6th inning 3-2 lead. 1 ball, 1 strike, and that nasty slider.
You know, we talked about it in the opening. Todd Zeal, Joe Torre saying before the game that there is not a fastball he cannot turn around right now with that quick bat.
2-1. Up the middle, base hit. Leadoff man is on for the Mets in the 6th. Last night, Robin Ventura, first at bat, did that against El Duque. Tonight, Ventura's 0 for 2. Tying run at first with nobody out in the 6th inning. Strike 1. Certainly had to come into this game with a matchup of Nagel and Jones expecting more offense, but both pitched relatively well, and it's a 3-2 game in the 6th. 1 ball, 1 strike.
That's a situation where Jeff Nelson is using a slide move when he doesn't need to. Todd Zeile is not a fast runner at first base, and that's one of the criticisms of Nelson with runners on base. He worries too much about the runners and not enough about the hitters, and here he is throwing over to first base.
2 reasons why Zeile won't run. He doesn't steal bases. And there's a big hole on the right side of the infield for the left-handed batter Ventura.
Right.
They could start the runner in a hit and run, but that's a different story. 1 ball, 1 strike. On the inside corner, strike 2. Ventura 3 out of 14 in this World Series. Two and 2.
Here it is. Instead of the high leg kick, Jeff Nelson, a big guy, does not pick the left foot up that far and slides it home. And what that does, it doesn't affect his control, but it does affect his power.
The opposite way. Justice coming on. 1 out. So Nelson gives up the hit to the right-handed hitting Zeile, but gets the lefty Ventura, and here's Agbayani. Now Mike Stanton getting loose. This game's only in the 6th inning. Runner at first, 1 out. On the outside corner. Agbayani trying to do everything he can to add his name to the list of unlikely World Series heroes. It is a long list. Agbayani last night put the Mets on top for good in the 8th. He lines one to Nelson, double play. Nelson stuck the glove out, stabbed it, fired over to first, and the double play ends the 6th. Now to the 7th, 3-2 Yankees. Back after this from your local Fox station.
Ally McBeal is back with the fall's biggest secret.
Well, I'm really a man.
An all-new Ally McBeal Fox Monday.
Introducing the redesigned and re-engineered Chrysler Town & Country. Independently judged by AMCI to be the best minivan ever. Call 1-877-PROVE-IT to get more information.
I think you're making the right decision. This model is loaded. Incredible power, responsive handling, leather interior, state-of-the-art entertainment system. Sure, you could have went used, but take a whiff. Nothing beats brand new.
Fly JetBlue Airways to Florida from $89 one way. Call 1-800-JetBlue.
The Daily News says Hillary Clinton's ads have, quote, twisted the truth to the breaking point. Rick Lazio actually has a 96% voting attendance score. Now, here's the record Hillary Clinton is trying to hide. Her plan for government-run health care would have devastated New York's teaching hospitals and cost 72,000 local jobs. Hillary has supported 15 tax increases, including higher taxes on Social Security benefits. Hillary Clinton, a record New York cannot afford.
Come on, talk about this, baby. Don't go. Maybe I can change. I can change. Judy!
Sure gonna miss you.
Hey, lease a 2001 Explorer 4x4 for $299 a month for 24 months with $36.76 due at signing. Only at your local Ford store.
Judge Judy, tomorrow at 6 and 6:30 on Fox 29.
Now it's the 7th inning of Game 4, a 3-2 Yankee lead. It's been that way since the bottom of the third when Mike Piazza hit a home run, scoreless through the middle innings. And now it's Jeter with Soho and Justice to follow against Glendon Rush. Ball one.
First pitch outside, no surprise. What the outfield of the Mets is doing, they're giving Derek Jeter the left field line. There is a huge area to left field.
That one is hit the opposite way, but Alfonso's on the other end of it, one out.
In baseball, that's known as pitching them away and playing them away. And that's what the outfield was doing then.
When Joe Torre made the pitching change, as we watch this smash to the second baseman Alfonso again, Joe Torre made the pitching change back in the 5th inning. We were talking about the beat writers and the columnists from the New York dailies up here during the Subway Series days, talking about that great stretch, and again from 1947 to 1956, a 10-year span, 7 Subway Series, and some of the names of those writers, and some are still here, bridging that gap. Ball one to Soho. Dave Anderson, who was with the Brooklyn Eagle, now with the Times, who was here. Jack Lang, who was with the Long Island Press. Paper's defunct, but Jack Lang is still going. That's low. 2 balls, no strikes on Soho. Milton Richmond with UPI, Jimmy Cannon, New York Post, Dick Young, the New York Daily News. Herb Gorin from the New York Sun wrote the Old Scout column. And now the men and women who fill these newspapers day after day with story after story, and they've had plenty to write about over the last couple of weeks. 3 balls and a strike on Soho. 1 out, nobody on. Opposite way base hit for Soho. 1 on, 1 out.
Now there were more teams, today than there were 44 years ago. Only 16 teams compared to 30 today. 2 teams west of the Mississippi, Kansas City and St. Louis. Playoff teams, there are 8 playoff teams now. If you won your pennant, you were in the World Series. Minimum salary, $200,000 now. Only $6,000 then. So things have changed dramatically.
And the World Series share, forget it.
It will probably be about $330,000 to $340,000 a man this year.
That's ball one to Justice. Glendon Rush trying to pitch around a 1-out hit by Soho. That's on the outside corner. 1-1. 20-game winners, though, the interesting stat at the bottom of that graphic. 20-game winners, 9 then, 4 this year. So fewer teams, more 20-game winners. 2 balls and a strike on Justice.
The reason for that is pitchers were pitching with 3 days rest. There were 4-man pitching rotations. Pitchers pitching 38 starts, 37 starts. Now it's more like 32 or 33 starts. There were more opportunities to win 20 games then.
3 balls and a strike. Hit on the other side with the watered down nature with more teams. At the talent level, you can make the case that those pitchers were facing better competition on a more routine basis. Runner at first, 1 out, 3 balls and a strike on Justice. Glendon Rush Shot into center. Right at Payton. 2 out. That was a seed hit to center field.
Jay Payton playing David Justice perfectly. Shading a little toward left center. Hardly had to move for that rope.
Here's Bernie Williams. 0 for his last 21 World Series at bats. Last time up with the runner on. Soho at second base. He lined out to short. Also fly to center, and now he bats right-handed against the lefty Rush. Strike one. There was a time when the switch hitter Bernie Williams was a better, more dangerous right-handed batter, but that isn't the case. The last couple of years he has been more productive, especially power-wise and RBI-wise, batting lefty.
His first 6 years, from 1991 through 1997, he was a much better right-handed hitter, about 45 points better.
0-2 from Rush.
But now it's changed. He's a better left-handed hitter.
Career numbers, and that's against right-handed pitching. And against left-handed pitching. 0-2 the count as this crowd gets to its feet here at Shea. Soho takes off. Throw down by Piazza is too late. It sails into center, but Soho will stay put. And the stolen base for Luis is his first of the postseason.
What a jump. The jump was so good. Mike Piazza would have been better off putting it in his pocket. No chance to get Soho. Watch this jump Soho has against Glendon Rush. Oh, man. He's halfway there before the ball was delivered. Now he's just holding his helmet. Well-timed stolen base by Soho.
One ball, 2 strikes on Williams. An RBI chance for Bernie with a runner at second, 2 out. Rush with a 1-2 count. We'll do it again. Tino Martinez waits to hit next. A 3-2 Yankee lead, a chance for another. 2-2. The postseason overall, Williams 1 out of 14 with runners in scoring position. 4 RBIs total. Full count.
Luis Soho, a very experienced base runner, realizes there are 2 outs and 2 strikes. We talked about it last night. When you, as the runner on at second base, see that ball in the hitting area, you take off. 2 strikes, 2 outs.
The Mets in the bottom of the 7th inning will have the bottom of their order, including Rush, who will bat 3rd. So this is it for Glendon Rush here in the top of the 7th. 3-2 to Williams. Big run sitting out there for the Yankees. A one-out hit by Soho. He stole second during this at bat. He's out there with 2 out. Time to stretch. Bernie Williams 0 for 15 in this World Series. Yankees lead 3-2.
All right, fans.
Why are you looking at me like that?
One, because it seems you are the only survivor of this train wreck. And two, you don't have a scratch on you.
I've come to believe a rather unbelievable possibility. I hope you can keep an open mind. Are you ready for the truth?
Unbreakable, rated PG-13. Coming this Thanksgiving.
At Gene Enterprises, we've harnessed the power of the human gene so you can say goodbye to your allergies forever with new Nozula. Nozula may cause the following symptoms: itchy rashes, full body hair loss, projectile vomiting, gigantic eyeball, the condition known as hot dog fingers, children born with the head of a golden retriever, seeing the dead, bone liquefaction, possession by the Prince of Darkness, tail growth, elderly pregnancy, back...
E-Trade. It's your money.
Where do you find inspiration? Sometimes where you least expect it. With technology that takes you beyond old boundaries to something more inspiring. Like the compact ProLiant server. With a 1.75-inch profile that fits everywhere, you can have your next big idea anywhere. Welcome to the new IT. Inspiration technology from Compaq.
Ice cold! Bud Light! Ice cold! Bud Light! Hey, who wants one?
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light.
How many fingers? He's fine.
The World Series on Fox is brought to you by Bud Light. For the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light. And by Compaq. Welcome to the new IT, inspiration technology from Compaq.
Up above the Bud 1 airship, Budweiser would like to thank LaGuardia Tower for ensuring the safety of the airship in the 2000 World Series. LaGuardia right next door. The Bud 1 airship up above and down below. Plenty of action. Even in a 3-2 game. Yankees up by a run, bottom of the 7th. And the Mets will bat. Here's Jay Payton. Greeting old fans down there below the booth.
Yep.
Nothing in one on Payton is John Franco. Last night's winner for the Mets. Gets loose.
I worked here for 16 years. I know a lot of these people by first name basis. Come on.
Strike 2 on Payton. Lenny Harris on deck. Appears he will hit for Bordick. And then either Franco or Hamilton, depending on who's on the mound for the Yankees. If it's still Nelson, would hit for Rush. 1 and 2. Payton able to lay off that pitch. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Jeff Nelson, 4 straight sliders. 2 that caught the outside corner. Mike Stanton ready. Be interesting to see which way Joe Torre goes. Remember Mariano Rivera can go 2 innings tonight.
Now the count's full. It was 0-2.
So Joe Torre is not at all worried about using two pitchers in this inning, Nelson and Stanton.
And he's in a spot now, Tim, where he only needed Cone for a third of an inning the way the game unfolded. And that middle relief still has been rather silent in this World Series.
Meanwhile, Jay Payton has battled back from an 0-2 count to a full count.
On the outside corner, 1 out.
The sequences are easy when they're all the same pitch. 2 sliders for strikes, a wider slider, a still wider slider, another slider, 6 straight sliders. Gets Jay Payton.
So Payton is gone, and now Lenny Harris will bat for Bordick, who was 0 for 2 while he was in there. Harris was the starter, the DH in Game 2 at Yankee Stadium, and went 0 for 4, strike 1.
See Lee Mazzilli moving Bernie Williams back. Bernie Williams was in, and Mazzilli wants more of a no doubles defense right now. They're playing no doubles in right and left, but Bernie Williams, Mazzilli thinks, is too shallow.
Lenny Harris with a good swing, but it's 1-2. Lenny Harris, a weapon off the bench for any manager he has played for over the years. 130 pinch hits he's put together. Number 4 on the all-time list. Manny Mota at the top of that list. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and that stayed up and away. 2-2. Darrell Hamilton on deck. Pitcher's spot is next. Up and away again. 3-2. Those eyes have seen plenty of baseball over the years.
52 years of it.
A 1-out walk, and Harris had to work to get it.
Thing about pinch hitting Lenny Harris, I think Joe Torre is going to make the move right now to Mike Stanton, because Harris is a base running threat, and Jeff Nelson is very easy to steal against.
On top of that, you've got the lefty Hamilton announced as the pinch hitter. It wouldn't surprise anybody if Bubba Trammell's standing at the plate when we come back to Shea. 1 on, 1 out in the 7th.
William, you're my only living relative. Jones, you have served me through thick and thin. Now, wrestle!
Wrestle?
E-Trade's online sign-up makes it easy to open a brokerage account. Apply now and you could be investing in 5 minutes. It's easy. Apply online for a $75 bonus. E-Trade. It's your money.
Samsung joyfully introduces the world as you make it, where our digital technology has one job: to make life more fun. We want to thrill you, connect you, charm you, satisfy you, and delight you.
Everyone's invited
To the Samsung digital experience.
I remember this great kid, Tommy, sharp as a tack. He thought we should offer a package of voice, data, and web services for one flat rate, just like they do at XO Communications. So I told him, put it down on paper, and I'll let you present it to the board. Wonder where Tommy works now.
They can't. We do. Voice, data, and web for business. XO, not just talk.
How fast can your imagination come to life? In a heartbeat with the new Lexmark C52. True photographic print quality. Rated the #1 inkjet printer by PC World. Lexmark. Passion for printing ideas.
The world's most advanced shave is as easy as 1, 2, 3. Mach 3. Easy loading, easy rinsing, and 3 blades that shave closer in 1 easy stroke. Mach 3 from Gillette.
That 70s Show Halloween special will scare you silly.
What? Are you in my bathroom?
All new at 8/7 Central, Fox Tuesday.
That's really on!
Joe Torre just made a pitching change here in the 7th inning, and he talks to us about struggles that the Yankees have had this postseason in the bullpen.
I'm just fortunate that when we've had a breakdown in the bullpen in the postseason, it's been in games that we've had a little room to breathe. And you can't, not go to the people that have gotten you here and have pitched well here. Even Mariano gave up a 3-run home run. He's going to be my closer, and in every game we're in a position to close.
So now it's Stanton with 1 on, 1 out. Good numbers from Mike. Did not appear in the league championship series, by the way. Postseason 2-0. Good ERA, and it is Bubba Trammell at the plate, batting for Darrell Hamilton, who was hitting for Glendon Rush, who pitched 2 shutout innings. And Kurt Abbott on deck with Perez, the scheduled hitter. Abbott's going to have to come in the game and play short, as Bordick has been lifted for a pinch hitter in the 7th inning as well. Strike 1 on Trammell. Trammell's done a nice job off the bench for Bobby Valentine. That was game 1. Game-tying 2-run single. Last night, an insurance tally in the 8th inning with a sac fly off Stanton, who he faces now. And here's Trammell in game 4 with the tying run at first, 1 out in the 7th inning.
Yankees would love another sacrifice fly right now with nobody on third.
Right. That's also known as out number 2,
right,
with the runner returning to first. Breaking ball misses, ball 1.
We flash back to game 3 of the National League Division Series. The Mets and the Giants on that Saturday afternoon, won by the Mets in the 13th inning by Benny Agbayani's home run. In the 8th inning, a fielder's choice to Lenny Harris. He stole second base, and Edgardo Alfonso got a single off Rob Nin to tie it.
A 1-1. That's a strike, 1 and 2.
That sent the game into extra innings. And as we said, Agbayani finished off the Giants. That gave the Mets a 2-1 lead, and the next day Bobby Jones pitched that dazzling 1-hitter.
It's Harris on at first here in game 4 of the World Series with 1 out. Trying to reach Stanton, who deals with Trammell. 1-2 pitch. 2 out.
So what Joe Torre did, he neutralized the running game, got Hamilton out of the game, and Stanton gets Trammell with a high fastball out of the strike zone.
So now Kurt Abbott will bat. That means 4 bench players have been used by Bobby Valentine in this 7th inning. First Harris, then Hamilton, Trammell, and now Abbott.
Yeah, Trammell stays in the game and goes to right. Abbott stays in the game and goes to short.
Strike 1 on Abbott.
Abbott does have a double in the series. He doubled over Paul O'Neill's head at Yankee Stadium. O'Neill now is deep in right field, and he well should be.
Two outs here in the 7th inning. Tying run at first for the Mets, Lenny Harris. And that's just blown by Kurt Abbott. 93 miles per hour, and Stanton is still throwing hard.
Well, in that first game, the game that went 12 innings, won by the Yankees 4-3, Stanton retired all 6 Mets to face him with 3 strikeouts. And tonight, he's throwing just as hard.
Matt Franco left on the bench for Bobby Valentine, along with Joe McEwing and Todd Pratt. Harris at first with 2 out. Abbott strikes out. Mike Stanton comes in the game, strikes out Trammell, then Abbott. And after 7 in game 4, the Yankees still leading 3-2.
Great swing, Mr. Jordan. Reminds me of Derek Jeter.
What?
Derek Sanderson Jeter, the king of New York. I'll show you what I mean. 0 for 4, he goes to the bat cage. 4 for 4, he goes to the cage. Curveball, slider, you name it. He can do it all. Kind of like you, Mr. Jordan. MJ, DJ, woo! And he's drinking your stuff, too. Gatorade, for that deep down body thirst. Yeah!
Can I have my 3-iron, please?
Yeah. I could totally fix this.
I just think that you can do more.
I'm late with one payment in 4 years.
It is not about the money. You just don't get it.
Look, Victoria wants me to move to California with her.
Why don't you go tell Joey? You tell him.
6 weeks before one of the biggest games of my life, I felt a strange pain in my chest. What my doctor found was my toughest opponent yet. 3 of my arteries were more than 90% blocked. After recovering from surgery, lowering my high cholesterol became more important than football. Later, I was fortunate enough to coach my team in the biggest game of the season.
That's the kind of play we need.
Along with a healthy diet and regular exercise, taking Zocor every day helped significantly lower my total cholesterol.
Zocor is a prescription medication and is not right for everyone, including women who are nursing, pregnant, or may become pregnant, or people with liver problems. Your doctor may do blood tests to check for liver problems, because serious side effects can result. Tell your doctor about any muscle pain or weakness you experience while on Zocor and about any medicines you are taking.
When diet and exercise are not enough, talk to your doctor about Zocor. Take care of yourself. It's your future. Be there.
1 week from tonight, Halloween's not over till the Simpsons say it is.
I knew you'd rescue us.
Rescue you, stuff myself with candy, it's all good. An all-new Simpsons Halloween special on a special night. Then John Goodman returns to television.
I'm not laughing.
How about now? On the series premiere of Normal, Ohio. It all begins next Wednesday at 8/7 Central on Fox.
Well, still a 3-2 Yankee lead as game 4 goes to the top of the 8th inning. Joe Buck, Tim McCarver with you. Bob Brenly down by the field. And I think 2 things. A, each manager ought to be happy with the starts that they got. Denny Nagel for the Yankees, Bobby Jones for the Mets. They were good enough. It's a 1-run game here in the 8th inning. And on top of that, John Franco's on the mound, and Bobby Valentine told us before the game, everybody's always asking me about my contract. Because I stop some of them mid-sentence and say, what about John Franco's contract? Can you imagine having to do without John Franco on this Mets team?
Bobby thinking that John Franco can pitch another 4 years, and he's 40 years old right now. That's how good a shape number 45 is in. Won last night's ball game, and he'll be facing a couple of left-handers to lead it off here in the 8th inning.
Couple of defensive changes that were anticipated as Tino Martinez takes a ball up and in. Bubba Trammell stays in the game. He's in right field. And in it short after the Mets lifted Bordick for the pinch hitter. It's Kurt Abbott. Top of the 8th inning. Yankees batting. They lead 3-2 and a base hit through the right side for Tino Martinez. 2 out of 4 tonight. And 8 out of 16 in this World Series.
Paul O'Neill has not sacrificed since 1993, so forget about it. Forget about it, as they say in the area.
One on, nobody out. O'Neill. Strike one. John Franco became the second oldest player to win a World Series game last night. Dolph Luque in 1933. Pride of Havana, Cuba. The oldest. And slowing away. 1 ball, 1 strike. Jorge Posada waits to hit next. Then it's Brocious, a leadoff hit by Tino Martinez.
It is possible that Joe Torre would put the hit and run on, even though you have a left-handed pitcher, left-handed hitter.
Might be 2. Zeal. Abbott in the middle. Franco on the other end. Double play. 3-6-1. 2 out.
The most difficult double play, particularly with the left-handed pitcher, because he's falling toward third. What did Bobby Valentine say toward the end of our conversation today? John Franco is an excellent fielder, and he proves it again right here.
Zeal with a strong throw, and then Abbott. Perfect throw with Franco on his way to the bag, and O'Neill not running all that well. That factors in. 2 out, nobody on, and the batter is Posada, who is 0 for 2 with an intentional walk. Strike 1.
That slide at second, Tino Martinez getting down because Kurt Abbott made him get down. A lot of shortstops, in order to prevent being taken out, will drop down on the runner. Watch Abbott right from down there to make him get down. Nicely turned double play.
Strike 2 on Posada. The Mets in the bottom of this 8th inning will have Alfonso, Piazza, and Zeal. Franco trying to keep it a 1-run game. The big bats coming up for the Mets. They trail the Yankees by 1.
One, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Howie. What are you doing?
Counting.
Counting what?
All this cool stuff I got on my shopping spree at Radio Shack.
Shopping? You hate shopping.
Not when it's...
Oh!
Get $400 to use toward anything in the store when you sign up for or switch to fast, reliable MSN Internet access from Microsoft at Radio Shack.
Howie, come on, stop it.
World Series on Fox is brought to you by Merrill Lynch. Be smart, be confident, be bullish. By Chevy Trucks, the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road. By MasterCard. MasterCard, proud sponsor of Major League Baseball and fan of the great American pastime. And by Yahoo Sports. Fresh sports news 24 hours a day.
Best seen the house tonight. Inside the Bud One airship, flying overhead tonight to bring you beautiful live shots of Shea Stadium and New York. Budweiser, the official beer of Major League Baseball and the 2000 Subway Series. This Sunday morning, we're bringing the tailgate party to you with NFL This Morning on Fox Sports Net. A full 2 hours of morning madness to get you ready for kickoff. Chris Myers leads the NFL This Morning breakfast bunch for Chalk Talk, Trash Talk, Bagels, and Donuts. Add in comedian Jay Moore, and you get the most raucous and rocking Sunday morning pregame show anywhere. NFL This Morning this Sunday at 10 a.m. Eastern, 7 Pacific, only on Fox Sports Net on your local cable or satellite provider. Well, we're in the 8th inning. And with the Yankees leading 3-2, they turn it over to their best in the bullpen. One of the best ever in the postseason out of a bullpen, Mariano Rivera.
Touched up for a home run the other night by Jay Payton of the Mets. That narrowed the gap to 6-5. That was in game 2. Yankees carrying a 6-0 lead going into the top of the 9th inning. And the Mets are hoping not only to tie it here in the 8th, but if they do, the pitcher's spot is hitting number 2 in the 9th inning. So if they tie it, they also get Rivera out of the ball game. Perhaps.
Benitez getting ready for the Mets. It's Alfonso at the plate. Strike one. Alfonso tonight 0 for 2 with a walk. 2 out of 15 in this World Series. And 2.
May have noticed with Piazza on deck where Posada was setting up. That is a pitch that Rivera has come up with this year. Setting up inside. He doesn't cut that pitch. It just stays on that level plane. If Posada sits up outside to a right-handed hitter, that's his cutter right here.
Alfonso into right field. O'Neill coming to get it. 1 out. Paul O'Neill is doing everything he can for these Yankees in the World Series. Bothered by a sore right hip, piling up hits and playing a strong right field.
O'Neill had to play deeper for Alfonso. He has good power the other way. Well, that made this play a little tougher. Nicely done.
Now a battle between Rivera and Piazza. Strike one. Game 2 against the Mets. 1 inning. 3 earned runs. The home run hit by Payton. 1 ball, 1 strike. Nagel started, got into the 5th. Cone finished the 5th. Nelson, Stanton. Now Rivera. To the shortstop, Jeter. 2 out.
There are many more Yankee fans at Shea Stadium than there were Met fans at Yankee Stadium. Clear from the applause.
Now it's Seal. There's 1 out of 3.
Talked about it in the opening, saying that Joe Torre told us that the Yankees did not have a pitcher who had a fastball that Zeal couldn't turn around. Well, we'll see.
Zeal on 1-0. 1 ball, 1 strike. Two out, nobody on. 2 big threats erased by Rivera. Alfonso, then Piazza. 2 balls and a strike on Zeal. Home plate umpire wants to check the baseball. Yankees leading this series 2-1. Leading this game 4 in the 8th inning, 3-2. Into left field, another hit for Zeal. He's on with 2 out. And that'll bring Ventura to the plate.
Now he turned that fastball around, didn't he? I think Joe McEwing is a potential pinch runner here, and yeah, here he comes. Zeal, we mentioned earlier, has no stolen bases. He's not a fast runner, so McEwing properly being put in the ball game.
Well, we came on the air tonight talking about Paul O'Neill, who's 2 out of 4 and just made a sliding catch out and right, and Todd Zeal, who's 2 out of 4 and gives the Mets hope here in the 8th inning. Now it's Ventura, and a pop-up on the infield. Jeter waits for it, and game 4 goes to the 9th. The Yankee relief corps tonight: Cone, Nelson, Stanton, and now Rivera. 9th inning, 3-2 Yankees.
Meet Martin Licious, Storm Chaser. Some head for the basement. He heads for a Chevy S10. With better fuel economy than Ford Ranger and a bigger bed, Chevy S10 also has standard 4-wheel anti-lock brakes on every model. Because if you want to outrun Mother Nature, you need every advantage you can get.
Only until October 31st, get 0% financing on 2000 Chevy S10s. That's up to $3,900 in finance savings.
Sometimes in life we're given second chances. If you are given a second chance, then you better go for it.
I won. I won.
The researchers at Bristol-Myers Squibb are proud that Lance Armstrong dedicated his Tour de France victory to the millions of people who have also beaten cancer. Because in many ways, it was their victory too.
I won.
Winning the Tour de France wasn't just a victory for me. It was a victory for cancer medicines and how far they've come.
I won.
Hope, triumph, and the miracle of medicine. Bristol-Myers Squibb Company.
That's the one. Perfect match. Oh, she is gonna go nuts. She's going to love this. Oh, I score.
Honey?
Hey.
Got a little surprise for you.
So do I. I actually found someone to buy this old lamp. Isn't that great? $500.
Whether you're buying or selling on eBay, use your Visa card. Visa, eBay's preferred way to pay.
Passengers originating from Phnom Penh on flight 123. Please have your documents.
This is your new home. Don't tell her that. She's gonna want to go back. Hi, baby. Would you ever pay diapers? Yeah, they're in the diaper bag. Oh, can you believe this? What? This. Yeah, we're a family.
We'd like to show you scenes of the new series from the award-winning creator of Sex and the City.
Should I put on the costume?
But kids may be watching.
Oh my God.
The Street premieres next Wednesday on Fox.
Back at Shea Stadium, Subway Series, World Series continues, and after the game, it's your late local news, or for those of you that want more post-game coverage, tune to Fox Sports Net on your local cable or satellite provider. Armando Benitez in the game for the Mets, trying to keep it close. It's 3-2 Yankees, ninth inning. And Brocious takes ball one up and in. Matt Franco is into the game at first. Franco will bat eighth. The pitcher Benitez will bat fourth in the spot vacated by Zeal then McEwen. 1 ball, 1 strike. Strike 2. It's Brocious now. It's Rivera on deck, and then Jeter. Smile from Rivera, who doesn't get a chance to swing the bat often. In case you're wondering, Rivera has had 2 plate appearances in his major league career, both in postseason. And none during interleague, by the way. Last was game 4 of the 1999 World Series. He's 0 for 2. But it's Brocious now. It's a 2-2 count. Dwight Gooden getting loose for the Yankees in their bullpen. Now 3-2.
Doc Gooden getting loose in case the Mets tie it in the bottom of the 9th inning. Rivera will go no more than 2 innings.
Armando Benitez had Brocious set up, and now he's lost that edge. 3 balls, 2 strikes. That's out of play. Benitez last night got the save, pitched a scoreless ninth, allowed a leadoff hit to Knobloch. Got around it. Brocious fights it off. The Mets in the bottom of this 9th inning will have Agbayani, Payton, and then Matt Franco. Three-two. Yankees trying to go up 3 games to 1 in this 2000 World Series. A leadoff walk. Good at bat by Brocious, battling Benitez, and after fouling pitches away, he draws a leadoff walk, and that allows Rivera the chance to bunt.
Rivera will be bunting even with 2 strikes on it. Joe Torre does not want to take a chance. If you're the infielders, you can pinch, particularly the 3rd baseman. Robin Ventura will be breathing down his neck.
But he swings away and pops it into right. 1 out.
When you swing away and you hit it on the trademark, then you do what the Mets want you to do. Squaring around and now swinging. Ventura was about 10 feet from Rivera when he made contact.
Jeter now, who's 2 out of 4. Started this night with a home run on the first pitch. And the leadoff triple in the third. He scored a run. A ground ball to the right side by Luis Sojo.
Look how close Robin Ventura was to Mariano Rivera when he made contact. He's in the foreground right there. Fortunately for Ventura and the Mets, he had a harmless fly ball the other way.
The opposite way off the bat of Jeter. Trammell coming on, and he drops it. Brocious will stop at second. It's 2 on, 1 out.
Trammell may have lost that ball in the lights. Maybe. It was low enough, and outfielders here have a difficult time. It didn't appear, however, from that miss that the lights affected it. Just off the heel of the glove. Should be an error. Brocious going back a couple of steps and can only go to second.
It's an error on Trammell. And it's 2 on, 1 out. A walk, an error in the inning, and Luis Sojo stands in. With runners at first and second, 1 out. Strike 1.
The odds are 10-1 against Sojo pulling a ball against Benitez. His natural stroke's the other way anyway. He will pepper that hole between first and second with regularity.
One and one.
I think Edgardo Alfonso just said that if a ball's hit back to him, that Kurt Abbott would cover, because Alfonso's going to protect, or at least lean a little to his left, knowing Sojo, a fellow Venezuelan, hits it that way.
Runners go, and a foul on a play off to the right. Joe Torre trying to get a little action on the bases, and Sojo on a hit and run fouled it off to the right side. Now Sojo set up at 1 and 2. Still 1 and 2. Sojo with an RBI tonight, and right now it's the difference in the game. He made it 3-0 with an RBI ground out in the third. Two balls, 2 strikes.
Key pitch right here. If Benitez doesn't click with the 2-2 pitch, that means with 1 out and 2 on, the runners will be off. 3-2.
It is 3 and 2. David Justice on deck. Armando Benitez bothered with a problem in his right knee. He's had the right knee drained with fluid on the knee. There's an arthritic condition in there, and we talk about it with hitters. It's the case with Mark McGwire at the plate. Tendonitis, severe tendonitis in his right knee. It's the foundation. Same for Piazza, who's catching. Benitez, who drives off that back leg, is not totally healthy, and it's showing here in the postseason. The 3-2 to Soho. Runners go, and a ground ball to second. Alfonso has only one play. Out at first, and it's second and third, 2 out.
That's how important that 2-2 pitch was. If that same ball is hit without the runners running, it's a double play, inning over. But because it was 3-2, runners running, no play at second, and Alfonso forced to go to first. Now the inning continues.
David Justice stands in, hitless on the night, only 2 out of 14 in the World Series.
I think David Justice a more dangerous hitter than Bernie Williams at this time.
That's foul.
The difference is, and you can imagine what Bobby Valentine's thinking right now, if you put Justice on intentionally, Benitez has run a 3-2 count to 3 hitters thus far in this inning, and you really can't trust his control.
Second and third, 2 out, no balls, 1 strike, 1-1. Again, the Mets in the bottom of this 9th inning, facing Rivera, will have Agbayani, Payton, and Matt Franco. If anybody gets on, Bubba Trammell, who's hitting in the number 9 spot. Trammell's error figures in now. Second and third, 2 out. A 2-ball, 1 strike count on Justice. And he runs this inning now would be unearned. That's of little significance in the grand scheme of things, the big picture for Benitez, who's trying to pitch back-to-back scoreless 9th innings. Benitez got Justice to end the game last night with a pop-up. Tries to get Justice to end the top of the 9th inning here with second and third, 2 out. Into right field, pretty well hit. Trammell near the track and now on it, puts it away. Trammell didn't see that ball initially, got a late break, but went back to put it away. Agbayani, Payton, Franco coming up for the Mets, down by 1.
CD, $15. Baseball tickets, $60. Abstract painting, $3,000. Express checkout on the web, priceless. The MasterCard e-wallet. Online checkout is now 1 click away. There are some things money can't buy. For everything else, there's MasterCard. Get one at mastercard.com.
At Gateway, we know many businesses aren't big enough to have their own computer department.
What about training for my new guy?
That's no problem too. That's why we put business centers in our Gateway Country stores.
People are hooked up to this hub.
Right. Share files, share one internet connection.
Oh, cool. So if you have a question about installation or need training, you can drop on by. Why do we spend so much time with the people who use our computers? Because in Gateway Country, people rule. Stop by or give us a call.
On October 27th, be the first to see the movie that critics are calling disturbing and unsettling. It was an accident. Better than the original.
Don't worry, we're not gonna hurt you.
A sadistic Halloween treat that will haunt audiences long after they leave the theater. Book of Shadows, Blair Witch 2, rated R. Starts Friday.
One city, 2 teams. Something's gotta give.
Major League Baseball presents the official 2000 World Series video. It's the Mets and Yankees for bragging rights in the Big Apple. A historic fall classic that will rock this city to its core. Call now to reserve your copy at 1-888-4114 for an unforgettable ride on this Subway Series 2000. That's 1-888-4114.
It's the wildest hour of pregame coverage in the business. The Fox NFL Sunday pregame show, this week at noon.
It's a 3-2 ball game, and you may remember back in the third inning, we talked about it with Derek Jeter on third base. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Luis Sojo. We talked about moving the right side of the infield in. Sojo, had the infield been in, Derek Jeter doesn't score. David Justice, the next hitter, tapped toward first, and then Bernie Williams made the last out, flying to center. Had they played it that way, they don't score. Not an egregious error, but an error nonetheless. Minuscule in the difference between this game right now.
Here's Agbayani. Mets down by a run. Facing Mariano Rivera. And taking ball 1. Clay Bellinger is in the game in left field. David Justice finished for the rest of the night. One ball, 1 strike. Strike 2. Jay Payton, who homered off Rivera in game 2 next. Inside corner, 1 away.
Mariano Rivera came up with that pitch to prevent right-handers from leaning out over the plate. With the count 1-2, he freezes Agbayani on that inside fastball.
The Yankees 2 outs away from a 3-1 series advantage with a matchup of Andy Pettitte and Al Leiter going tomorrow night. Royals, the last team to come back with 3-1 deficit in the World Series. That's on the outside corner to Payton. Tomorrow it's Andy Pettitte against Al Leiter. Neither pitcher figured in the decision back in game 1. The 12-inning affair, the 4-hour 51-minute game. Won by the Yankees. 1 ball, 1 strike on Payton. Strike 2.
Shoulder high fastball, and Jay can't lay off of it.
Payton tonight, 2 hits, came in the postseason hitting 184. 5 out of 16 in this World Series. A 1-2 from Rivera. 2-2. Matt Franco, who took over in that double switch when the Mets brought in Benitez, is on deck. That's foul. Similar to the swing that he took in game 2 when he homered the opposite way.
That swing in game 2, was on a fastball down about 6 inches. This one up around the letters. It is so hard to get on top of that Rivera fastball. Ball is on top of you in no time.
Two-two to Payton. Full count. Three balls, 2 strikes. Tying run at the plate. Payton stays in there. Up and out of the strike zone and up and out of play. Off to the right. Still 3-2. In the air to left. Bellinger back a few. 2 out. And the last hope for the Mets is Matt Franco, who on July 10th last year here at Shea Stadium delivered against Mariano Rivera. Bottom of the 9th inning to give the Mets a 9-8 win. Alfonso scoring the winning run. And that gave the Mets their first ever series win against the Yankees. That was last July. Franco, the tying run at the plate with 2 out, nobody on in the 9th. Ball 1. That's foul. Trying to jerk it out of here. 1 ball, 1 strike.
He was doing and trying to do exactly that.
"16 consecutive postseason save opportunities converted by Mariano Rivera." A 1-1 to Matt Franco. The Yankees are 1 strike away from a 3-1 series advantage. Yankees win game 4. A matchup tonight at the start of Denny Nagel against Bobby Jones. 2 who had struggled in the league championship series. They pitched well enough. Another 1-run affair. That means that of the 4 games of this World Series, the games have been decided by a total of 5 runs.
All 3 Yankee wins have been 1-run victories.
And as it stands, they can clinch their 26th World Championship tomorrow night behind Andy Pettitte. He'll take on Al Leiter in that game at 8 Eastern here on Fox. The Merrill Lynch play of the game happened just as we were settling into this game 4. First pitch of the night from Bobby Jones. Onto the bat of Derek Jeter and into the bleachers. And a 1-0 Yankee lead. They led throughout. Let's go down to Keith Olbermann standing by with Derek Jeter. Keith.
All right, Joe Buck, thanks very much with Derek Jeter. And I thought you weren't supposed to hit leadoff, or you didn't like to hit leadoff, or you couldn't hit leadoff. First pitch of the game, that was something of a statement.
Well, no, I don't mind it. You know, I've hit leadoff for a few games this year when Chuck was injured, and I've done it in the past, my first couple of years. So, you know, in my opinion, you only lead off the first inning. So I just keep the same approach, and I'm aggressive.
Is there some sense in a game like this, since you guys hadn't lost a World Series game since the second game in Atlanta in 1996, after they won last night, did you have a need for this game? Was there a stronger sense than there has been perhaps in recent years or earlier in this series?
Not really. You know, we take the same approach every series, you know, whether it's the World Series or the first two rounds. And, you know, we've been fortunate the last few years, but this Met team, they're the best team we've played in the World Series so far. And they're tough. We've had a lot of close games, and fortunately, this is a huge win for us.
Do you, as they say, smell it at this point, up 3-1?
No. I mean, we got to come out here ready to play because these guys don't want to lose. You know, they have a resilient team. They've been coming back for the last couple of years on some tough teams, so we got to come out here ready tomorrow.
Derek, I understand the last issue of the evening is the clothing may be damaged in there. You had a flood in the Yankee clubhouse, the only thing you were defeated at all night?
Yeah, that's what I heard, so hopefully we got our clothes out of the way.
Derek, thanks. Let's bring in Paul O'Neill after another great game, and you're another win away from another World Series title.
These are gut-wrenching games, man. I'm telling you, physically and mentally just exhausted when you walk off this field. It's one-run baseball, and, you know, one play can change it. They've been great games.
How about this triple binge that you were on all of a sudden? I thought there hadn't been any since, what, the 93?
That's a long run for me. I tell you, this is a big ballpark, and when things happen down the lines, you're going to have some triples. But, you know, both pitching staffs kept their team in the game. Everybody knew coming into the series, you know, runs were going to be tough, and so far so good. But, you know, we can't assume anything. Tomorrow's another day, and, you know, Leiter's their best.
I was going to ask about the pitching. Not only was there spectacular work out of the familiar members of your bullpen. David Cone came in and got a critical out. Denny Nagel pitched strong for 4 2/3. Everything went in order, and really there was no threat from the Mets in terms of scoring position past the third inning. It was, as you suggested, gut-wrenching, but because your pitching staff came through.
Obviously, you know, bringing David in, that's a huge out for us. And Joe does things like that. And you know, when you're up one-run game, there's a threat every time Piazza and Alfonso and Zeal walk to the plate. So that's a credit to our pitching. Obviously, they've been strong all year, and that's why we're here.
Paul, we have talked on occasion in the past about how tense these times are for you. You said it just as you came off the field, how gut-wrenching this is. Is there, do you give yourself 5 minutes of enjoyment every day and say, okay, this is good, I like this? Do you have that at all?
There's times during the game where you're running the bases or scoring a run or knocking a run. I mean, you can't describe, you know, just the feeling, but it's fun when it's all said and done, and if you win, that's when it's fun, because that's when it's all well worth it.
In the situation that you're in tomorrow with the win away from the World Series and in the other team's ballpark, and obviously it's a tough team. Derek Jeter just said this was the toughest team you guys have faced in the World Series since the group got together in '96. What are you expecting tomorrow? Just more of the same, another one-run game, or would we have the luxury of a two-run game tomorrow?
Well, I'd love it. I'd love to come out here and say we're just going to score runs. But I mean, Leiter's been lights out against us every time he's pitched. I wouldn't be surprised if we have another one-run game. There's no doubt that pitching is going to be good hitting, and we just need some timely hits and hopefully give the ball to Mo again.
All right, Paul, thanks. Congrats on the triples. Paul O'Neill. Let's go back upstairs to Joe Buck. Joe?
All right, Keith, thank you. So a 3-2 win, another one-run victory for the Yankees. And they end up now 3-1, the advantage through 4 games of the 2000 World Series, with Game 5 coming tomorrow night. Andy Pettitte against Al Leiter. So the Yankees had their 14-game World Series winning streak snapped last night. They're right back on the beam tonight with a 3-2 win. Tonight's game produced by Michael Weissman, directed by Bill Webb. Our tape producers Carol Langley McDermott and Aaron Stoikov. The associate director is Larry Lancaster. Our broadcast associates Derek Manning and Michael Fitzgerald. Steve Horn assisting us here in the booth. The pregame show produced by Gary Lang, directed by Ray Tipton. The associate director is Kathy Hunt. The broadcast associate Brian Rome. The senior producer of Fox Sports is Bill Brown. And the executive producers of Fox Sports are Ed Gorin and David Hill. For Tim McCarver, Bob Brentley, Keith Olbermann, and Steve Lyons, I'm Joe Buck. So long from Shea Stadium. Final score is Yankees 3, Mets 2, and the Yankees lead this 2000 World Series 3 games to 1. Stay tuned for your late local news, or for those of you that want more post-game coverage, tune to Fox Sports Net on your local cable or satellite provider for a special edition of the National Sports Report. Tomorrow, 8 Eastern on Fox, Andy Pettit, Al Leiter. The Yankees will be gunning for their 26th World Championship. Good night.
The 2000 through 2006 World Series, the 2001 NFC Championship, and in February, the 43rd running of the Great American Race, the Daytona 500. This has been a presentation of Fox Sports.